to Jannah.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Here is an excerpt from a video. It's an interview between Andrew Tate and a couple of people that are very close with the Sidemen. You see them in quite a few of their videos. They're not actually the Sidemen, but of course...
Why are you an atheist? Why don't you believe in God?
I'm an atheist because there's no way I can look back 2,000 years and read a book and go, oh, well, that's the way I should live. It's like the way you think of life, where you say that governments rule over everything that you do. I believe the same thing with a book. You look at a book and go, that's facts right there. How are you going to let a book rule what you say? That's nuts to me.
Okie dokie. So the book is not special because it's a book. What makes it special is the author of the book. Consider an analogy of paper. We don't say, it's just paper, especially when that paper has been authenticated and authorized by the government. We then call it either currency, we call it the Human Rights Declaration, or even the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. No one says that's only paper because it's preventing a nuclear world war. It's supposed to be preventing human rights violations. It's keeping the economy alive. But it's all paper, mate. And you can't obviously compare that paper with a paper that some 2-year-old is dribbling and scribbling on. And an average person who doesn't follow holy books should be able to say, you know what, let's put them together and let's compare them. For example, when you go to the shop to buy shampoo. There's so many different shampoos, mate. I'm not going to use any shampoo. What are you going to do? You are going to read it. Oh yes, you are going to compare it. You are going to look at what is practical and useful to you. As a human being, I invite you to do the same when it comes to the holy books, and I will tell you and make your job a bit easier that the Quran is head and shoulders, I brought the shampoo thing back, above the rest. I mean, firstly, when you look at the ancient religions, the first criteria you should have is preservation. Like, is it preserved? The Christian Bible, the New Testament, doesn't claim that. The Old Testament, the Jewish Bible, doesn't claim that. The Vedas of the Hindus don't claim that, mate. But the Quran does. And how? How is the Quran preserved? Number one, with the live language of Arabic. It's off the top 5 most spoken languages in the world. Hebrew, language of the Old Testament, is not. Greek, the language of the New Testament. Even Jesus' language, Aramaic, both of them are not. Vedas, Sanskrit language, is not. Arabic is. Number 2 is manuscripts. We have manuscripts that date to the time of compilation, mate. That is phenomenal. And it's in University of Birmingham, and it has been carbon dated by the University of Oxford, and it has a 100% word accuracy. And the third one is memorization. The Quran is the only ancient book that is mass memorized. Anyone can come and say, it says this in the Quran, but the Quran has been memorized from kids as young as 6, mate. Now that we've established preservation, we can move on and we can say, okay, but what makes your book special? Okay, so it's preserved. Well, let's look at the prophecies inside the Quran. There's a fantastic book called Forbidden Prophecies. I highly recommend you guys read it. It's free online. But one simple prophecy is chapter 111 of the Quran, where we are told that Abu Lahab would not accept Islam. Now, Abu Lahab was a staunch enemy of Islam, and there were many that were. So when the Quran said that he would not accept Islam, all he had to do was say, I'm a Muslim. And that would have disproved the Quran. Yeah, it would have caused problems had it been from somebody else. But because it's from God, God knew, number one, he would not accept Islam. And number 2, he would not live long enough for the conquest of Mecca, where pretty much most non-Muslims accepted Islam anyway. Another prophecy is the Quran predicting that the Byzantines would beat the Persians within 9 years. And we have primary source evidence from non-Muslims, Chronicles of Theophanes being one of them, stating that yes, the Byzantines did take over the Persians within 9 years. Secondly, the Quran says there is no contradiction. Had it been from anyone other than God, therein you would have found lots of contradictions. Number 3 is the linguistic miracle of the Quran. The Arabs at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, were best placed according to historians. I would definitely suggest you to read this book as well. So they were best placed in terms of their literary and poetic ability to challenge the Quran had it been from anyone other than Allah. And you have a professor of Quranic studies called Angelica Newworth who argued that nobody has successfully challenged the Quran. Yeah, so even non-Muslims acknowledge that, look, the Arabs at that time were best placed to do so. If they had done so, they would have shouted it from the rooftops, but they were unable to do so. You can even see the relevance of the Quran, the special ability of the Quran, that even when it talks about science, it does it in such a way that the people 1400 years ago would be able to understand those verses according to the science of that time. And when we read those same verses, we can understand those verses in accordance to the science of this time. This shows the timeless nature of the Quran. So according to our young interlocutor, is it just a book? I think we have convincingly established that it is indeed not just a book. It is a book revealed by the creator of the heavens and the earth, Allah, your God and my God, who is worthy of worship. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.